They make cool anime too.
Hello YouTube, this is Fish Trap. Actually, like that audio might be a little bit too high. Let me lower it just a little bit more. But yeah, so for some content what we're doing today, I'm doing reaction content, yay. Because someone in my server a few years ago highlighted to me that this guy called Bumbles McFumbles, apparently I guess like a pretty big YouTuber man, is doing did a video about Kinnikuman fighting games. Obviously, like that includes MGP2, right? I've skimmed it a little bit, so spoiler alert, like this isn't like a like a raw like reaction or anything. I kind of like skimmed through it a little bit, but I thought like it might be kind of interesting to just do a reaction on it to kind of maybe comment on what the video maybe got right or like not quite as right. Kind of like just get a bit of that perspective, right? Because of obviously the kind of content that I'm doing has been very much geared more so to like fighting gamers and very much like for the FGC, and this is not that. So I think it might be kind of interesting to like get some of that opinion, some of that thoughts from a much more maybe what was the word? I guess casual kind of like perspective, right? So I figured like that might be kind of an interesting thing to look at. Um, but yeah, I guess like I'll put a link to the original video like in the description of this video. So definitely like give that a quick look, give it like a like and a view and all that stuff. That's probably like the least I could do for stealing someone else's content, right? Same with like all the Mikado VODs that I'm doing. That's just been kind of like my policy. But yeah, I think this is a video that kind of goes over a lot of the different like Kinnikuman games. That's like a bit of the series itself. And full disclosure, I'm not super familiar with like this YouTuber, so I'm assuming like this is kind of like typical content for them, maybe. But it seems like a big part of it is just kind of first talking about what the series is about and all that stuff, right? And then they did get into stuff like the GameCube games, but I did notice I think like a little bit into this video is MGP2. So I figured we'll take a look at that. And yeah.
In the fall, it's on par with the PS2 version, but after playing all three of these
There we go.
things, I've definitely concluded that sure ever is where Pilferikai.
Okay.
Now, the GameCube and PS2.
All right, here we go. So yeah, I won't read through the whole video. Like this is like a 50-minute video, and I don't think y'all want to hear my thoughts about. Yes, that do be Kinnikuman, right? So I'm just gonna specifically react to like this segment that is about MGP2, and then we'll just probably like stick to just that, right? So here we go. Let's go.
Like I said, the PSP game is stuck in Japan, but as long as we're pilfering, we might as well pick up something for the home consoles too. See, Aki didn't just work on the party fighter side of things. As in the arcades, we got a much more traditional fighting game called Kinnikuman Muscle.
I might be getting a bit ahead of myself here, but like I think like that is a really good point. It is kind of weird that Aki just dropped like a fighting game, right? Because basically every Aki game has just been like a wrestling game or like a very wrestling adjacent game like Def Jam, and just boom, here's kind of just a real fighting game. Like that's kind of weird, right?
Covering the original is their story mode, which does cover the original.
So yeah, to my understanding, I think like this guy's only doing like MGP2 specifically instead of MGP1, right?
The rest of the series, the Dream Tag Arc characters and the 5 Fated Princes from Scramble for the Throne. It also includes more Nisei characters.
I think I think like the Nisei characters were like in MGP1 for the PS2, but that's a minor nitpick. No one really cares.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? It's like
Barry Freeman, yeah. Everyone loves Barry Freeman. I mean, people like who don't know Barry Freeman love Barry Freeman because they just see, oh, it's Barry Freeman. That's neat. He's a funny old guy, right? But people who actually know about the series, they just go, oh no.
Useful for me, since I find I'm actually really good at fighting games when the opponent doesn't move or fight back. Let's keep it basic and start with good old Suguru.
Right?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Fans of watching...
I'm actually not sure. I don't think like that's in MGP1, right? That's probably like new for MGP2, I think. I'll use a bit low. I can probably like raise it a little bit higher.
Dream, and Ryzen. This is iconic for fans of combat sports. And
okay, that should be a bit better, I think. I'm too used to like having it for Mikado, doing shout commentary that I'm kind of set my fire across a bit too low.
Why the hell is this not a thing?
Okay, obligatory Lenhart mention. Very nice, very based.
In Muscle Grand Prix is so good. Her voice.
This is like this is like a really nice highlight of the game, right? Like even without knowing Lenhart or anything, just hear it and you're like, whoa, that was really sick. I like hearing that. So I think like it was a cool. There's definitely like a cool charm point of the game to highlight. Yeah. I think I've joked about it before that I think it'll be really cool to like, I don't know if Lenhart is on like Cameo or Fiverr or like the Japanese equivalent of that, and how much like if so her rates will be. But I feel like having her like commissioning her to like basically do like a special intro for like a tournament, I think would be so cool.
To mess up, they really picked the worst one. Picking a character has another layer to it, aside from just who sounds like they'd be the most fun to play.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna talk about the whole like group system there, but I guess they're talking more about the costumes here.
Anime and manga colors, as well as a different costume for specific arcs. Like Kinnikuman's Scramble for the Throne costume, Terryman as Kinnikuman Great, Sunshine as New Sunshine.
Yeah, this game like does have like some good costumes.
Add on to that the stages, which span the entire franchise, and the background music, which uses tons of anime remixes.
Okay, I actually didn't know that. We're like, this game is like songs all from like anime. I felt like, obviously, like I'm sorry, I'm not just like the whole Unreal content stuff, so I might just like pause and go as I go along. I think the muscle docking theme for sure is from the anime, but I don't know if the other ones are. I want to say no, but I'm not entirely sure.
Damn it, do I gotta wear the fighting game dunce cap again?
Alright, here we go.
Your character, you get introduced to the first new mechanic of the game, Burning Inner Strength.
Right.
These are your grooves out of Capcom vs SNK.
Oh, is there like a cut soldier scream? Damn, that sucks. I really want to hear that. If someone can like, if you can like pull like that file from the game file, like that would be so cool. Yeah. So yeah, I think like they literally called it like the person literally called it grooves. I wonder how fair that is, because I feel like we always say it's grooves like in CVS2, but it's actually like nowhere near as important, right? So I feel like I've always said it that way, but I feel like that's honestly like a pretty bad way to describe it, because like it's not nearly as important as like a groove or Vism.
Burning Inner Strength. These are your grooves out of Capcom vs SNK or ISMs in Alpha 3.
Right.
Each one of them represents a special state your character can enter when your back's against the wall. And each color correlates to a style of recovery. The blue makes your basic attack stronger and makes you move faster.
Yeah.
Green gives you super
armor, that's true.
Reduces damage
okay, that's pretty accurate. I guess you can.
Mixing and matching.
Right. So not exactly costing less, but I guess functionally, right? Because you basically like get to do more of it because you just like have a meter. So I guess not quite right, but close enough of a description, I guess.
Special modes, not only to fit your playstyle, but also your character, is super important.
It's not really.
Before even learning a character, this choice influences so much.
It really doesn't.
Play and what you focus on. It makes Grand Prix so much more interesting than it might seem on the outside.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I guess for the people, just to be clear, it mattered for sure, but it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't definitely add like another layer of depth, but it doesn't matter like that much. For most characters, you can just pick whatever, and it doesn't really matter. Blue is just a good overall one to just default to, and then you basically don't pick a red unless you know what you're doing, that your character like wants to be on red, right? It doesn't actually matter that much, and that's again maybe why I don't love maybe calling it groove or like Vism or like isms, right?
Getting in, and you would never guess that this team only ever worked on sports simulation.
Yeah, again, I never talked about that, right? Because again, it is like for like basically the only fighting game this company has ever made. It's kind of really polished, right? So honestly, good on like Aki.
Special and guard button backing it up. Saying this game has depth with only one real attack button sounds silly, but trust me.
That part's also kind of crazy, isn't it? That like, I guess you only have the one attack button. Not exactly, but close enough.
Direction you hold when you hit.
Right. Fair enough.
First or last hit, sometimes requiring two different directions mid-combo.
That's I guess a pretty succinct explanation of strings. I don't know what this is about. Let me go back about that, on that.
Sometimes requiring two different directions mid-combo. It reminds me a lot of the Rumble Fish, being a 3-hit fighter that requires you to use your other tools to extend. Those in this case...
Granted, I didn't play like that much Rumblefish, but I don't think Rumblefish works that way, does it?
Case being your special and grapple moves.
Right. Yeah.
If you're one of those people who can't stand grapplers in fighting games, just it's not even worth getting upset about this one.
Yeah.
Everybody's a grappler.
I love just saying like this is like the 3D game where everyone's a grappler, right? Like because you just go, There's no high lows. Everything is mids or like strikes or throws, right? So definitely like very much like a grappler, like everyone was a grappler. But I would argue, if everyone is a grappler, then is anyone really a grappler? So that's like what I would argue at least, right? Because again, if it's just the universal mechanic of just throw, then it's more like throws are almost more like overheads than like throw, right? If you think about it, right? Like hopefully like that doesn't sound like too crazy.
For grapples, you can either throw them out raw or string them into your combos.
Yeah.
When your opponent is staggered.
That's a pretty important one.
You get different grapples based not just on when you use
Yep,
them.
that's a really good point.
If you do an
That's a really important
inside them,
thing to
and
mention.
if the opponent is facing away or not.
Yeah.
Grapples are quick and visceral. It's a great feeling to end out a long combo with a satisfying slam.
Yeah,
And it
for
makes
sure.
you want to see just how far you can get in before having to rely on the grab. The easiest way to extend combos is with a special move.
Yeah.
With your combos either setting up for them or stringing along with
I
them
guess.
naturally. They range from single strong hits to flashy grapple,
Yeah.
all the way up to level 9 killer moves
Yep.
that can end a match in an instant.
That's for sure.
Unless you're Benki Man, in which case you can end the fight whenever you want. These special moves can also be combos
Yeah.
themselves.
Change rows. I have a whole video about that.
Input after input to keep them up. Stuff like Kinnikuman's Furin Kazan, Warsman's Palo Special, or Robin's Special Course of
Yeah.
Death. You have to keep the inputs up at specific times to keep the move going. Both the skill floor
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
it's-
strength of this game are deceptively low.
Yeah, that part is kind of weird, right? Because like most fighting games, you do like canceling strings is kind of weird. Like most fighting games, like with strings, are very much like pretty. You do the string. You can't just let me cancel this string into something else. I think that's a very novel thing about this game. I think like it's like really fun like sell people who are used to like other string-based fighting games. I think like it's a really fun thing to like sell people because some games like a lot of anime games right like might have strings into a special move, right? You can do something like light, medium, heavy special move, but not so much light, medium, throw, or whatever, right? So and definitely you had like like Tekken, for example. So I think like that's like a pretty interesting thing.
Low and high. You can get a
Yeah.
basic grasp for how the game flows and what combos you can easily learn out of the gate, but the more you learn, the more you'll see how much this game is hiding.
Yeah.
The characters I
I
gravitate
think I do think like the game is pretty easy to pick up. Like I'm obviously very biased, but I do think the game's combos are janky, but not like difficult, right? I think like that really helps a lot. And even like just day one stuff, especially, I think you do get to like get a hang of it pretty quickly.
towards as I started out included Brocken Jr., unfortunately, who was a really easy to learn string using just directions rather than traditional inputs.
That's something that I think I maybe like didn't talk about as much like in my Brocken video. That Brocken like doesn't have very complicated inputs, right? I think he has like a few quarter circle motions, but I think for the most part, most of his strings are just like forward A, 8A, 2A, and stuff like that. So I guess like that is kind of an upside for Brocken.
Big Body clearly favors raw damage over flat.
It is unwieldy, yeah.
Springman has great range and fun special moves, and Black
Close
Hole
enough.
has a really fun playstyle.
Yeah. Everyone says it's about Black Hole. I am so sorry to everyone who like wants to play Black Hole.
Off of a repeatable cartwheel move. The two characters I played the most, though, were Stickasay King and Robin Mass.
Fair enough.
Stickasay
Right.
was definitely more out of me loving him rather than loving his playstyle.
I think his playstyle like is really fun. Not very good, but I think like he's very fun to play.
Get him. He's an adorable walking cassette player who cleans out his connectors at the beginning of a round. Stickasay King is adorable, and I love him. However, don't make the mistake of clicking square when you pick him, or instead of Stickasay King, you'll get Harold, who is his ugly redesign from the anime.
Yeah,
This
that's
guy eats
just how he looks
for
in the
a
anime.
living and has only felt the touch of a woman when being slapped.
Well, that was a bit unprompted.
Stickasay has his Chojin encyclopedia that gives him access to everyone's moves. They gave him the highest amount of specials in the
That's probably true, right? If not, like it's pretty damn close to it.
game, having one for every situation. In the show, he ends up losing when he puts in Kinnikuman's tape and plays it. only to find out it's a tape of Kinnikuman from 3 years ago when he
And
was
he just
out,
has it into the game.
and
That's pretty
it
cool,
causes him
right?
to lose his spine. They adapted this into the game by making it his getaway dash.
Yeah.
Is this many moves practical? No!
Yeah.
Not at all!
Sure is not.
But for how good they did adapting my favorite Devil Chojin, I had to like it. Robin Mask is both fun and practical though, because
Yeah. For sure.
he's a really good character.
He's pretty good. I won't say really good. He's pretty good.
His pokes are really strong and fast.
They are. They are.
His combos are easy to pull off, and
Yeah.
he has a wide variety of utility supers. I will say that what made me stick with Robin Mask was this combo. It's the first thing I learned with him, and when I say I was giddy after successfully learning it, I mean I was way too excited to learn a fighting game combo.
I see the issue now. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm gonna clear this up, especially for people who maybe like it's coming from this from like that video, right? This is not a real combo because MGP2 has sample combos and they just lie. Well, first thing first, the game just like lies to you about what's a combo or not. Like the string he has there that on screen right now, 6AAA. This is like not a real combo, right? But the combo counter says it is, so you can just look at it and assume that it's a real combo. And then again, if you mash it like that into throw, doesn't even combo. I don't think. I guess after the throw, like it's real though, right? But that is something that I think like the game is like definitely like really shitty about, right? That it lies to you, it gaslights you by giving you these sample combos that aren't actually combos, right? You can block part way through that on that string. So I think it's so this isn't even like slamming this guy. It's just that fact that the game is like lying to you, like you've been set up, right? Because this isn't actually a combo. Which to be fair, I guess like that's kind of weird, right? Because if you're not playing exactly a fighting game, like not exactly like Tekken or this game, if you see a sequence of buttons, you assume that will work, right? You play like I'm thinking like like a DMC game or like a like a Dynasty Warriors game. If the game's move list says you can do square triangle, that will work. That will work in a combo, right? Even like in Mortal Kombat, right? Like in most games with strings, Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, if there is a string or a Gatling, that's real, right? Like if the game says you can do like in Mortal Kombat like 1-1-2, that's a real string, right? And same goes with like Guilty Gear. You can basically for every character basically can do punch punch kick / heavy / dust or something like that, right? But not in this game, right? Which so I guess like that's actually kind of weird for a fighting game like Tekken. It's like so common here. So I guess like I never even give it a second thought because like it's so so common for Tekken for things like not be real or like natural. And so it's in this game. I don't know about DOA or Virtua Fighter. I'm assuming they also probably like don't have like natural strings. But I guess like that's a pretty weird fighting gamey thing that these combos aren't real, right? Which feels bad, I think, especially if you just play like not playing against a person and you're just playing against a CPU and you just go, oh, these it's like a real combo, but they don't actually work because you can just block midway, right? Honestly, like why does it work that way? I guess like just because Tekken has just been, it's just because like it's always worked this way, and this game is just made with tape, and then they just lie to you with the combo counter to make you feel better about it. And yet, of course, the worst part is checking whether or not the combo is natural. And training mode is really difficult. You basically need like a second controller, which because this game has a training mode. I think like the guy gave it a shout out earlier, but it's definitely like not a very functional training mode. So yeah, I'm so sorry that this is like your experience, but yeah. Probably some flavor too, yeah. I guess so.
It's just so cool looking and satisfying to pull off. And
I'm so sorry, man.
Happy when I finally nailed it.
Again, after the spin, it's real, right? So
reason I play Robin Mask, I won't even lie. You can show this move off in arcade mode, which will pit you against a few different opponents.
arcade mode, yeah.
On Akuma Shogun or Super Phoenix. And because this was first released in arcades, Super Phoenix is an absolute ballbuster.
He is pretty good. He is pretty good.
One you see winning competitive events, they forgot to ban the boss.
That's not true. Like how many tournaments that I've held that Super Phoenix has won? Like 3? That's not even the majority of it because how was a fraud? Anyways.
You may notice
good, though, yeah.
that you're collecting these little coins.
All right, yeah. coins, medals.
There's no Kenkeshi figures in this game, no need to start over from zero. Instead, these coins mean something much more. See, whenever you get one of these coins, it means you copied a moment from the original anime.
Okay, right.
Whether that's performing a tower bridge on Kinnikuman, or doing a reverse tower bridge to Junkman.
Yeah.
If you do the moment, you'll unlock an anime stick.
This is a pretty cool part about this game, right? Like, this game is already pretty light about like a single player stuff, but being able to unlock stills, that's a pretty cool thing.
Get it quite right. If you want a colorized version, you have to do it with the correct costume equipped and be on the right stage. So if you do the Robin special to Kinnikuman Mariposa,
This is like not the best example because I think like this works even on any stage because their stage isn't actually in the game, right?
the anime. This is such a cool way to do what so many other anime.
That is actually true, isn't it? Everyone, like, it is actually like clockwork. It's always like as a King, Black Hole, Robin, Kevin. I would probably like throw in that list as well because they're just, you know, the cool, funny, easy characters that stand out, I guess, right? But yeah, there is definitely something to be said about that. There is definitely something that we should maybe like examine and talk about a bit more at some point.
And include stills from the anime as unlockables. Actually performing these moments and making it feel like an achievement.
Yeah, it's basically like an achievement system, right?
Accurately perform the moves is an ingenious idea, and one I can't believe isn't used in every anime game. Once you finish arcade mode, you can try out tournament mode, which is really where the game being in Japanese.
I'm gonna be honest. I have never clicked a tournament mode. I have no idea what this is. I've never seen this game before. That's crazy. I've never touched this mode. But I'll take your word for it.
I could be wrong, so don't check. While this game does do away with team battles,
This was also pretty cool, alright? Again, maybe we value it less nowadays because we just, you know, emulate it on a modern computer. But back in 2009, this is probably like pretty cool. You can just play this game on your PS2, right?
Briefly on the competitive scene, and it's dense. You have a Mizumi.
That's me! Yo! Yo! That's us! Yay! Bog!
Meter gain for every move in the game.
Yep.
Most characters.
Effort has been put.
Discord filled with helpful information.
That's me. Yep.
And plenty of tournament footage from.
Look, Captain Nick mentioned.
Sure, it'll only real.
Did I not do anything last year? No. Yeah. No, I definitely did events last year, right? There were definitely 2024 events. Yeah.
Be useful to see how to beat Super Phoenix.
I suppose.
You can't. But still,
fair enough.
Exclusive fighting game, there are
okay, to be fair, this was like a really tragic grand finals where this was really tragic grand finals where Captain Nick kind of like just got tear gapped, right? It was actually like kind of sad to watch. Like Hama wasn't even playing like amazing that day. It was just like my character is just way better than your character, and it just felt kind of sad to watch actually.
So many resources for how to get better.
Yeah.
Speaking of those tournament videos, it does show an unexpected top tier. Dare I say a silly one? The mountain. Now, in a fight against most people and a giant rock has my vote.
I'm glad that they brought this up because I feel like this is one of those things where you can't talk about this game without bringing like this meta without bringing up mountain.
He has a grounded projectile super that does this.
Yep.
Hilarious. Overall,
that was like such a good way to put it too, right? Because like this was CEO Taku, I think, right? And yeah, I remember like this combo breaker, I think like this Cav fella, I think like just started playing the game half an hour before and then just saw and it was like, yep, they can just do the thing, right?
Overall, I'd say that Muscle Grand Prix 2 Tokumori has been one of my favorite parts about becoming a Kinnikuman fan.
Those are like some strong praise.
Game that's so unique,
it is unique,
and yet so approachable, has been a blast. Yeah. I recommend any fighting game fan to at least try the game. And
I'm gonna run that one back for everyone watching this. No Sugar mentioned. It's fine. We went over Super Phoenix.
It's been a blast. I recommend any fighting game fan to at least
fighting gamers.
Try the game and
give it a try. Pretty cool. Water's fine.
The community around this game expands.
So do I, man. So do I.
Scene where Suguru beats Super Phoenix on repeat for an hour or two. That'd be nice. Now from here,
Okay, I think
Kinnikuman is
yeah,
trapped in mobile
yeah. Okay, I think I'm the end of it. Overall, yeah, that was really cool. I really did enjoy that. I think very fair takes about the game. Again, some stuff that maybe was not completely accurate. Some parts of it which I feel like maybe could have been better research, like the whole how the KKD works. But that's like very nitpicky, right? The stuff to do with the combos, like again, you were just set up, like you didn't even know that you were being lied to, right? So that's blame the game, not you. But yeah, good stuff.
folks are
What else? What else do people say, like these like reaction stuff videos? I guess my other thought is yeah, if you want to play the game more, definitely play more Sagaseki King. I was just helping someone with that the other day, and he's just like a really neat character. I think I'm assuming that they were already. I don't know when. I don't know when this video was. I mean, it just came out, I think, like last week, and I don't know what their timeline is to make videos. But I'm assuming like how long it's been around. I'm assuming they already had, like, by the time like they made the video, they already had like a Discussing King wiki page up. I don't know how much they look through that, but definitely, there's like some really fun stuff with Sakashi King over there. So if you want to try to play the game more, definitely check out like Sakashi King page, because he's definitely like a lot of fun. Right. So yeah, but I'm not gonna nitpick every single mistake they made. Like that's like definitely like just being way too pedantic. But just overall thoughts, I think it's a very fair, very good, like just very good, very reasonable takes about the video. So really appreciate it. I think just really cool to see a significantly bigger channel with these many views, kind of like highlighting this game quite a lot. So I think like that's really cool, and I really appreciate that. Um, Most of the comments seems to be about Brocken Jr. being a bit cancelable, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's this video. Hope you all like my little take, and especially if you're coming from like the first video of mine that you're seeing. I have like a lot more MGP2 related videos in my channel, so go give that a look. It's a really cool game, right? Definitely, if you're interested in the game from like this video, give the game a shot. The water's fine. It's a really fun game. Kind of just like they said, right? To close it out, let's just hear that one last time to kind of just like huff my farts a little bit.
Grand Prix 2 Tokumori has been a game that's so. I recommend any fighting game fan to at least try the game and see if it's your speed.
Yeah, play Mountain. Yeah, play Mountain. All right. Yeah. Hope you all liked that. Hope this was kind of insightful to kind of maybe add some more context to this and maybe point some things out. And yeah, maybe if there's more people doing MGP2 content, I can make this more regularly. But that's maybe like a once in every 18 months type situation.